Mum. Hi, Dad. May.
How are you feeling, Alex? A whole lot better, I heard.
I feel horrid. And for future reference, it's Alexandra, not Alex. Alex is such a degrading, insulting... Sorry, I guess I'm still a bit rattled after what happened yesterday. Sorry if my emotions are a little frail at the moment.
Hey, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
So, where's that frightened girl?
Lauryn.
Right, Lauryn. And that slumped her... Blaine.
Lauryn had to get up early to take care of something. I don't know where Blaine is, and now that you mention it, Sean also... Sean? Where did you get all this?
It doesn't matter. It's just a decent breakfast for us.
Look into the future, what do you see? I really need to know now, is there a place for me? If we're gonna survive, the dream must stay alive.
Authorities are appealing for calm throughout the evacuation process.
Lauryn?
What are you doing here?
So what are you doing here anyway? Some guy here on your own. Go back to the center with this little girl.
Sorry, I came. This is my mum and my dad.
Sure.
Wait, you're drowning yourselves and drinking that stuff. You won't solve anything.
And what the hell do you know? Go talk to your wee dead ones.
I know you don't mean it. No, it's not right now.
I'm not even drowning my sorrows. Teaching them to swim.
Dean Martin.
What?
Dean Martin. That's who you call him, right? My dad, he used to be a big fan until he...
Yeah, whatever.
Do you miss them?
Miss who?
Your parents?
No. In fact, I hate them.
How can you say that?
Easy. I hate them. They were selfish, ignorant people that deserved to die. Do you have any idea what my childhood was like? Constantly have the moves when Dad can chase the best stories. Constantly moving in and out of schools, homeschooling, tutoring, etc, etc. Never really having any real friends. Never having a home, nowhere to settle down. I couldn't even see my dad because he was working all hours in the office, writing his reports and everything, and Mum was sitting glued to the telephone while she was working as his PR.
I guess it's happened for them.
And now, stuck here. Me and Sean all alone in this strange city. I don't even know anyone. Nowhere to go. It's all hit the fan, and that is why I hate my parents now.
I'm sorry. I had no idea.
Exactly. So shut the hell up.
Where did Sean get all of this from?
I think she traded something for you and then I left to her.
Well, we can't very well let all of this go to waste. How about we have some breakfast?
Yeah, you're right. Zander, where were you last night? I thought you might join us for the meal. It was our first property one.
It's something to sort out. Anyway, who's this?
Alexandra, it's a pleasure to meet you, Zander.
Pleased to meet you, Alexandra.
Are you sure you're alright? Don't worry, I'll be okay. Just give me a while.
You know, people are hard to read at times.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know, it's like they're wearing a mask. You don't quite know who they are or what they're after. It's like two sides of the same coin, really, but which personality's real?
What game are you playing exactly?
One where you need to learn the rules, and fast. See, I know all about you, Zander. I know who you are and what you are. You're an animal, one very high up on the food chain. You aren't the prey, you're the predator. And the thing I'm uncertain about is just what you're doing with this bunch of strays. You're a predator. You've got power. You can do anything you want. So what is your game here with these strays?
I'm not playing games, Alexander. You seem to be.
We all have our own ways of surviving. So what exactly is your game?
You wouldn't understand. You may call them strays or losers, but for the first time since the virus, they've reminded me what it's like to have real friends. Not like the predators who would stab you in the back to gain power.
Charming. Except I doubt these real friends of yours would think the same if they knew what you really are. I mean, I doubt Grace would be super pleased. Sean seems to flinch every time she sees you. And Lauryn, well, anything scares her. I've mentioned Blaine, but the others are all too stupid to realise that he's doped up and out of his mind.
If you so much as...
What? If I so much as what?
What exactly do you want, Alex?
A simple arrangement. I'm sure you're quite well versed in these matters. You get me a few hard-to-get items, and I make sure they never know who your real tribe is.
You know, I never thought they'd leave us like this. Just leaving us to fend for ourselves. No supplies, no backup plans, nothing.
And that's exactly what they did. Our parents, the great screw-ups. When the virus hit, everything was complete and utter chaos. Nothing was planned.
No, I guess you're right.
Damn right. And I should know, my dad, he was investigating some pharmaceutical company, Pandora's or something.
Pandorax.
Aye, whatever.
My dad, he used to work for them. He worked in one of the drop-in clinics that they owned and used to help people who couldn't afford it with healthcare and that.
So he would know their products?
Their medical range, definitely, but not the cosmetic ones. He wasn't that high up. Why were your parents interested in Pandorax anyway?
Same reason why we always had to travel around the world with them. Story. He had some half-baked theory that Pandorax found the way to decrease the aging process or something. Yeah, that was my dad. He was always chasing the weird theories. He actually reckoned that they actually sped up the process instead of decreased it.
My parents couldn't have known. Dad was too low down.
And then people were getting old really quickly.
They told me it was a disease. That people, these horrible people turning on them, shouting them, trying to find a cure. But they couldn't do anything.
But somehow it got leaked into the atmosphere. that's the start of the virus.
No. They must have known. They knew what the virus did. That's why they sent me to live with my auntie while I worked in the clinic.
So there you go. It was all Pandorax's fault that the parents were dead. They killed them. By a damn corporation trying to make millions. Go figure.
To find a cure. To try and treat this disease.
I just wish I could find the person responsible for the virus. I'd make them pay for what they did to me. To us.
But they were too late. It spread around the world way too fast. There's nothing they can do. No one could have done anything.
I just hope whoever it was, that they really did suffer. I mean, really suffered. They didn't deserve to live.
No! They weren't to blame. My parents weren't to blame.
As far as I'm concerned, anyone working in Pandorax has blood in their hands. Anyone. As far as I'm concerned, anyone working in Pandorax has blood in their hands. Anyone.
The dream must stay.